Okay. Yeah, I really hate that. I was talking for like 7 minutes and I didn't realize that it had crashed 30 seconds through. So, this is a follow-up video, talk about stuff that I thought about and I talked about for 7 minutes but didn't record. So what was the first thing again? First issue was about things that we assume about time and space that might not be the case, just like you were saying, but I'm going to talk about more things. The first thing is that, what was it again? Oh, it's 26. Oh yeah, okay, so let's say you were talking about bringing slices of space back in time, and that would cause problems, or that might cause problems. What I wanted to bring up was that we're constantly going into the future, so I mean we're doing it ourselves all the time. So, from that perspective, I wouldn't see how bringing stuff back in time wouldn't be feasible, would be interfering with something, because going forward in time certainly isn't. We're always going to the future. The present, is always in transition with the future. So from that perspective, I guess there wouldn't be anything wrong with going back in time. But from another perspective, I guess taking into account that, things are in balance, there's this kind of natural flow from the past, present to future, and that maybe there's just nothing in the future yet, so it's ready to be filled by the pieces of our present to fill the emptiness of the future. But if you go back in time, the past already happened, so there is something already there, then you'd be having a problem. Or maybe there isn't anything in the past. There's this kind of notion, a philosophical notion, that there is only the present. That the past is the illusion that is brought upon by memory, and the future is the illusion that's brought upon by expectations. And that anything that you would mistake or you would confuse for the past or the future is only the present. It's the present that has already happened, present that will happen. The now of then and the now of soon, if that makes sense. Like now. There's something else. I was talking about universes. Yeah. So what follows from that? If that would be true in a physical sense, then there's nothing in the future. There's nothing in the past. And if you were to travel back in time, then there would be nothing there. It would be a void. And I always kind of played around with this idea that what if we had a time machine and we went back in time too far? And we've been back in time before the universe started. Before our universe started. Maybe the universe. Before who knows, maybe the multiverse had a beginning. Before the multiverse started. And you just arrive in this kind of white space, or black space. A blank space. Or maybe no space. Maybe you would be crushed, or you would disappear out of existence because there's no space to contain you. Maybe you'd be freed. Maybe you'd enter into this weird nirvana state. Who knows? But maybe, now that I think about it, maybe now that we're talking about this notion, maybe if you just go back in time at all, or go forward in time, there'd be nothing there, because present, it's only in one place, and that's the present. I'm kind of thinking about time as a kind of train track, in that our universe, all of our matter is on one train car, and it's going forward. So what would happen is that if you jumped off the train to behind the train, you just end up on a track, and that there would be no matter there, just be empty space. Or you would find out that maybe if you think of time as a kind of fuel that propels our pieces of space into the future, kind of stream of time, and the force is time itself. It's carrying matter in space. Then maybe if you just got off the train, you don't have any more of that fuel, and you're kind of stuck in this kind of single frame shot of the past if you were to go back in time, because there's no time there. Time has been carried on with the present. To illustrate the example, if I were to, let's say, go 10 minutes into the future, maybe I would just end up in a single shot of 10 minutes from now, and I would have to wait 10 minutes for time to catch up with me, and then everything would start moving again. Thinking about time in that kind of sense. I've also thought about, whenever you're talking about going to multiple universes, or even just going back in time, there's that one important question of, well, are you going to go back in time in our universe, or are you going to go back in time and to a parallel universe that's slightly different? Or are you going to just create a parallel universe just by going back in time, just so you don't have all these paradoxes with our own timeline? And it all depends upon whether or not there are other trains on the track, or other trains in the network, because I guess the hypothesis is that whenever something happens in the universe, the train is changes direction and goes in one sense rather than another sense. And I guess the question is, are there other cars on our train? Is there past to go to? Is there another train car that I can hop backwards onto, or hop forwards onto? Or are there trains running side by side in conjunction with the train that we are riding right now? So maybe there are just these stale possibilities, these other tracks that we can go onto that aren't, or maybe there's trains that aren't moving, or maybe they're just tracks, they're just empty tracks, places where the universe could have gone, but that there just is no universe there. Like, if I say I want to go to the universe where I chose to drink orange juice instead of instead of ordering a banana split, and then when I go to that universe, there's just nothing there, because it didn't happen. Just an empty space, or a place with no universe, or maybe it's just a still shot of that possibility, because there's no universe there, there's no time pushing it forward, no time stream of any sort. This is all speculation. I have no credentials that would give me any special knowledge on the subject. But it's interesting to think about these concepts. Take a bush. How am I for time? 9 minutes and 10. So I guess I'm almost finished this video. I don't think I'll say anything else. I think that's everything I wanted to say. I'm going to run it for an extra 30 seconds just in case I have some final thoughts. Oh yeah, I guess there was something else, but I'm going to make another video for it because I don't have enough time. Nothing else is going to happen, so